Hi guys, Amber here. Welcome back to another episode of In Conversation with ATF. My guest today is the mother of Parappa the Rapper. No, I'm not kidding. My guest has created Parappa the Rapper, Lammy, and all their friends like Chop Chop Master Onion, Instructor Mussolini, Beard Burger Master, Colonel Noodles, and just designed all of them and just brought them to life with these video games that we all grew up with. You also may know my guest for making the clickamajigs for the old Nickelodeon website, and also PC games in the 90s, like Rodney's Fun Screen. That's a bit of a giveaway. That my guest is Rodney Greenblat. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey. Oh my gosh, like it's such an honor to talk to you because I remember contacting you back in October, November time-ish when I first started this Parappa hyperfixation, and I think you were too busy at the time to do an interview, so I was like, I'll circle back in a few months, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Good to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you're one of the guests I've wanted to speak to you for the longest time, and obviously I have your games. I have Parappa 2, I have Parappa 1, I have Lammy, but it's still being dispatched somewhere. It said the estimated delivery date was today or tomorrow between, so probably tomorrow. The next day, look what decided to turn up. It's just some Lammy the day after I went to you. I'm like, oh man. So, Rodney, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Doing well.
That's good. I love the painting behind you. I love your art style, by the way. Like, I can't tell how much I appreciate it. I've got to ask, how did your art style come to be? How did you manage to develop it? Did you develop it from a young age? Because I believe you're an artist from a young age.
Yeah, I started when I was a kid. My parents somehow thought I was an artist when I was about 3 years old. And I just started going from there. When I was a kid, I watched a lot of TV, and that stuff just sort of went into my mind, and that became kind of like the foundation of my artwork.
Wow, yeah, definitely, because I think your artwork is wacky and stuff, and it kind of reminds me of a similar style that I tend to do, like all cartoon and everything like that. And you told me that you grew up with the J-World cartoons and Gumby, and so let's talk about them first. So, of course, you told me about how you saw my Bill Scott documentary. I just wanted to say thank you. I really do appreciate it. It was nice to do a documentary on such an underrated and talented voice actor of the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 50s. So, growing up, you were a fan of Rocky and Bullwinkle. I presume you were a fan of the other shows like George of the Jungle, Super Chicken, Tom Slick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I loved those. I just loved them. Super Chicken was one of my favorites. But when you look at my artwork and you look at Gumby, especially the earliest Gumbies from late 50s, it looks exactly like my artwork. Like, it's really weird. The colors, the shapes. The stories are not really stories in the beginning. Like, Gumby like transforms, and there's different colors like red, green, and blue and yellow. And they live in kind of a toy world. And it's amazing. It looks like my artwork. I just started looking at it again a couple of years ago because you can find it now on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, and I just realized what an impression it made on my mind when I was a kid. I just absorbed it completely like a sponge, or like a yellow and orange sponge, and just like it's really the basis of my design.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. I believe you've opened up your own YouTube channel as well very recently. You've been uploading a lot of lost media and stuff like that. So what made you want to open a YouTube channel, may I ask?
Well, actually, I've had a YouTube channel for a while. I just didn't know what I would put on it. I knew I have a lot of video material, but I'm busy doing my artwork and other projects. So I just didn't really have time to get to it. It's kind of embarrassing that I just like finally got some of it up there. But one of my fans does video digitizing, like he takes VHS tapes and makes them into videos that we could put on YouTube. So he did a few of the tapes for me, and that's what kind of got me inspired to get it going. So I put up some of the things that were on the VHS tapes because of one of my fans wanting me to do it. And it's working out well. I've got some more stuff coming and I'm getting to it.
I was really intrigued by the old Lammy design. That it was so different. Like it's sort of like you could have the old design and the new design together, and it's still Lammy. Like I mean, the new Lammy looks like Lammy. She could be a lamb, but also the old design could be as well. Who was? I know obviously you designed the old Lammy. Whose decision was it to change it? Was it yours? Was it Sony Computer Entertainment's, or was it whose
It
decision?
was Matsura-san.
Matsura.
Matsura-san just had some idea in his mind of what he wanted that character to be. And it was my job to figure that out. It was like I just had to keep churning until I got something that fit this like empty puzzle place in his mind where he wanted Lammy to be. And it took me, I think, maybe 5 tries. Somewhere I have posted my different versions of Lammy. I finally got to the Rockstar one, but it was fun to see the original one, the pink sort of football shaped head one that was running around in that clip that I put up on YouTube. But I think he made the right decision. I mean, in the end, it was hard for me. It took me months of redoing it over and over again, and maybe a couple months, which really put the game behind a little bit too. But he made the right decision because the Rockstar version is great and it makes sense.
Yeah, I personally prefer the new design, to be fair. It's a lot better, and it matches Sarah Ramirez's voice a lot as well.
Mhm.
And also I believe, well, when I say I believe, I know, on YouTube there was a footage of like a sort of, would you say it's a party? But it was bands performing music from Parappa and
Oh,
Lammy's game at a
yeah,
nightclub in New York, and they had Rue in Rue was there, you were there, Dread Fox was there, Michelle
yeah,
Burks was there. Do you remember
yeah.
anything about that night specifically?
It was a big party.
It was at the Moxie. I think that's what it was
Yeah,
called. Yeah.
yeah, at the Roxy.
The
Yeah,
Roxy,
no, it was,
yeah.
yeah, no, it was amazing. It's all a blur to me now, but yeah, it was great. I mean, the game has great rock music and great danceable, fun music. So it was perfect. It was a great night.
Yeah, it must have been so good to be there. I mean, like Dread had a Parappa beanie on, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's literally just turned into Parappa now when he's doing the rap on stage with Rue. That was just, it was just so magical.
Yeah,
And I think the Roxy's now been demolished. I think if you look up the
maybe,
Roxy nightclub,
probably.
yeah, I think
Yeah, but
why is it coming up with London nightclubs? I'm not in London at the moment. I wish it was. Yes, it was closed. It closed in 2007.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't live in New York City anymore. I live upstate. I live 2.5 hours from New York now, up
Oh.
in a small town, Catskill, New York. Where I live
Oh.
in. I live right on the main street of a small town. It's very cool.
That's so cool.
I escaped.
Wow.
I escaped New York City finally, and I live up here now, which is nice, much nicer.
I've always wanted to visit New York City, to be fair. How would you say it is? Would you say it's good or bad? Well, not really
It's
bad as in like,
it's one of the most amazing cities in the world. I mean, it is huge and full of everything. I think the pandemic has taken a toll on it. It's in a little bit of rough shape than it was before the pandemic. But I mean, it's an amazing place. There's just great people there, so much talent
mhm.
and energy. It's worth visiting, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because I remember my brother when a year before the pandemic kicked in, so this was like early 2019, and he brought back so many photos, and it looked so great. And as promised, he took a picture of Radio City Music Hall, which I really wanted a picture of because like I've known of it for being like a hot spot for performances and stuff, because I studied performing arts at college, so I'm more
Mhm.
into the acting side, but I'm also an artist in my spare time. I have a few art stuff in the process. I'm doing a Comic Con this weekend. Well,
Great.
this might be released after the Comic Con, so let's just say it's for Comic Con Liverpool, 21st to the 22nd of May. I know today the interview's being filmed on the 18th, so if this is released afterwards, that's hence live. But I'm doing art for people who are going, like get the guests and stuff. So I just give it to them and just say, this is my way of thanking you for doing what you do, really.
Great. That's great.
Yeah, definitely. You grew up in California, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I lived in California till I was 10 years old. And
I
then
see.
we moved to the Washington, D.C. area
Hmm.
where I went to high school. Then I moved to New York City when I was about 18. And I lived in
Ah,
New York City for more than 30 years. So I know it well. And my
wow.
kids grew up there, and it was a great experience. But I'm glad I'm out.
Oh
that
yeah,
was
because
that was enough.
yeah, I put my little big beanie on him. He's got a beanie under a beanie. Oh yeah. You have children, don't you? I believe you have a granddaughter as well.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right. Got a little
uh,
6-year-old.
oh, oh, bless her. Has she played any of the Parappa games? If I may
I
ask.
don't think so. I don't think so. But she does play video games with her dad. Her dad's into video games, and they're doing Nintendo stuff.
Ah,
And she's getting into it. They're trying to keep her from doing it too much. So I think there's some special time for video games for her. But as she grows up, she's into it. She loves watching TV on her mom's iPad, and she has her shows and stuff. So yeah, 6-year-olds are into it.
yeah,
But
definitely.
you gotta take a little care so they also get
Yeah.
outside and do the stuff they do.
Oh, that's so sweet. I've got to ask, how many children do you have?
I have 2 girls who are all grown up. They're in their
Mhm.
30s.
I see. So I'm
Mhm.
presuming if they're in their 30s, I presume they would have been around children or teenagers when Parappa was first released. So
That's right.
did you ever explain to them like how you created Parappa, or did they play Parappa growing up?
Oh yeah, they played the games, and actually they were always around when I was working on the designs. And
Ah,
and both my daughters are artists. Actually, they don't work as artists now, but they have the talent to be artists. And they used to check the designs sometimes. I would show them and I'd ask them if they thought it was fun or pretty or cute or what, and they would be very honest, which was great. Had this little crew of whatever they were, 11 or 12-year-olds, checking these things, which was perfect.
yeah, little apprentices.
Yeah.
um, Here's a good question I've just thought of because I come up with a lot of my questions on the spot because I'm that complex. Which was the hardest character to design?
It was definitely Lammy. Lammy was by far the biggest challenge because, for Parappa 1, we didn't know what we were doing. It was just fun. We just were picking things. We had no idea if it was going to be a hit. For Lammy, we knew Parappa was already a hit. So there was a lot more pressure to make Lammy an amazing game and come up with a brand new, amazing character. It was much more of a challenge than any of the other characters.
Wow, I thought it might have been one of the teachers from the games. I mean, I know you've got like ones with kind of complex designs. I mean, you've got Paul Chug, you've got Kathy Pillar, you've got Teriyaki Yoko.
Mhm.
That level was a pain in the butt to complete. I have a PS1 emulator on my computer, but then obviously I decided to get the physical copy of Jam Lammy. But
Uh,
every time I did it on my emulator, I'd always fail that Teriyaki Yoko stage, and it was just so annoying just to go through that game over screen every single time. I was like, oh, please let myself.
yeah, no, it takes a lot of practice. Lammy's a pretty hard game to play, actually, especially compared to Parappa.
Yeah. Are you aware of the Lammy arcade machines? They were like similar to Guitar Hero. They were like two
Yeah,
players.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm well aware of them. I worked on the design a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Well, the footage from that and like gameplay, it's really there's only one video on YouTube, but the rest of it is just history. There's no one's seen a working model in years. By any chance,
Yeah.
have you seen or know any information about the machine?
No, I don't. I only had one little like approval sheet that I was given,
Hmm.
and I did see the machine when I was in Japan, but it was not a successful machine, so they took it right off the floor, probably only a couple of months after it went out. And then I have no idea what Namco does with the machines they're retired. I would guess not many were made because it wasn't a hit, but I don't know how many there were and what they do with them. So maybe some collector in Japan has one, but that's the only place I can imagine one exists because I think Namco cycles these things. If people aren't playing them, they just get cycled right out. So who knows? But it was a really great looking. It was like green plastic. The whole thing was like this really crazy looking.
Yeah, I have a
But
photo.
apparently it wasn't that much fun.
I have a photo on my computer. While I find it, I'd like to ask you. I've just completely forgot my question. It's just flown out of my head. You have to bear with me 1 second. So we were talking about oh yes. It's kind of weird how it wasn't popular, but then Guitar Hero came along with a very similar rhythm game, and then that was successful. And I don't know. It's kind of weird that. Okay, here's a good one. Whilst I find the image, I'd like to ask you: Parappa 1 and 2 exist. How come there was no Lammy 2? Just out of curiosity.
Well, that question is kind of like saying, why didn't we continue? Why didn't the franchise continue is what you're really asking, because after Parappa 2, it would have made sense to do a Lammy 2, but we just never got there. And there are a lot of reasons why that happened, and I've written about it before. It's actually kind of hard to say what exactly it was that happened that caused Sony to lose interest, and actually the rest of us to kind of wander away from the project. I don't really know. I mean, I was hoping to carry on, but as Matsura and Ryu and the rest of them wandered off into their own thing, and Sony didn't really ask us, it just stopped. So we just didn't make any more games after that. Yeah, there's a picture of the
yeah, it looks really cool. Like, so I love people have made like fan made, like, labels of this. Like, this is completely fan made. This is someone's actually designed this. It's just amazing what people in the Parappa community, and I tell you, everyone on Reddit was going crazy when you uploaded those Make It Sweet little clips, because people believe that they were featured on the these machines. Jamalami Now, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
So it says there it was released in 1999 price. What's the currency in Japan, may I ask?
The yen?
Yen, 100 yen per play it was.
That'd be $1. That'd be like an American dollar.
Ah, I see. Yeah, in versus mode using controllers designed as guitars, a concept later adopted by the Guitar Hero franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this machine worked very well. I mean, I saw it and I couldn't figure out how to use those little controllers since they were attached to these pipes.
Yeah, would have made sense if they were like detachable or like on like a sort of like kind of like cable, so you could hold them in your hand, because it would have been a bit easier.
It wasn't. I don't think it was fun to play. I think it was the basic problem.
Yeah, but wow, people suspect that this was probably like a stage that was not put in the video game, because if I'm correct, like data files were found in the game that Parappa did a stage with Chop Chop Master Onion, like Parappa, like Lammy did, but was not included in the final game for some reason. But obviously it was included on the arcade machine. Also, Animal Crossing cursor. Yeah, but the amount of history that the fans have uncovered, it's just amazing.
It's incredible. I cannot keep up with the fans. The fans know so much more about this stuff than I do.
I know.
I mean, I just, I'm going on to other projects. That's my thing. I love to try new things and to keep moving. So I have just not kept up on all the information about my games that I worked on. I mean, the fans are just incredible what they know. The questions that they send me are out of control. They want to know everything about everything. And I don't really know a lot of it, because right after that, for me, it was a job and it was fun. And then I was back to doing what I was doing in New York and doing other projects. So a lot of it has just gone right by me, but I'm trying to catch up. I think that's part of my project with YouTube, to kind of catch up a little bit on all of the energy that goes into Lammy and Parappa and Parappa 2 now on YouTube.
Yeah, they're like little wizards, these fans. I mean, I'm a part of the community, which it's hard to explain, but it's those, the machines that little kids go on, they put money in and it.
Oh, yeah. I saw that on I saw that you like those things. They're so funny. And you just sit there and they kind of go back and forth.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm so honored. I'm like, oh my gosh, like when someone says they check out my channel, I'm like, and like I was the voice of one of them, as you can, I don't think you can see here, but it's a helicopter.
Oh yeah.
So I did that, yeah. And all these autistic people who are obsessed with these rides, they're like little wizards. They know when a ride was built, what control box they use. I think they know more about some of the ride manufacturers themselves. They know who voiced the messages on them. They know where the sound effects were taken from, like what episode of whatever show. It's amazing.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, I know. People know everything about Parappa, about every stage and all the different versions and everything. It's amazing what's out there.
Yeah, and I've just found out there was a an Unjammer Lammy guidebook that has just come with my recommendation. I'm just going through all the photos now, and it's amazing. Like, these fans have kind of preserved these, and they've just been logging them online just to, like, a keepsake of the whole Parappa franchise history. I think it's amazing. Yeah, definitely. Wow. So may I ask, actually, I want to take it back a little bit before Parappa. You did a little show called Rodney Guy.
Oh yeah. That's my first attempt at TV
Uga.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. And that was your first, I think wasn't that like your first foray into Japanese media, or have you been done stuff before that?
I had been doing illustration work already. And I already had some big illustration clients, but that was the first time someone asked me to do a segment of a TV show, and the budget was super low. There was no budget, actually. It was just the most basic, and the show was just crazy and great. So I just gave them still images, and from computer graphics, and they did the animation, and I gave them music, background music, and they put it all together, and it's hilarious. I mean, they're only 15 seconds or 30 seconds. So it was a short thing, but there were lots of episodes, and the character is me, and it's really funny. And I have a machine, and I make characters by
sketch a thing. Yeah,
I sketch a thing, and I pull a handle, come out, and then they all cause all these problems and build up, and I had to make one character to help out another character, and just went on and on. I'm not sure how many episodes there are, 20, maybe 25. I'm not sure how many I did, but that was my first adventure in TV, Japanese TV animation.
Someone's put all of them on YouTube, I think. Yeah, they've not all of them. Some are still lost due to lack of recordings, but someone's put and compiled all of them in like air order, like production order, like, so the continuity flows. Yeah, it's 33 minutes long.
Every single episode.
That's know. Crazy. Well, I know there's crazy. A few missing.
I'll look at that, because I guess if there are some missing ones, it's possible that I have them on VHS. But I'm not sure. I don't know what I actually have in there, if I have those, but I might. So I'll take a look. But
yeah, it says they uploaded one called Rodney Guy, The Complete Collection, and that was only just under 25 minutes. And this new one, Rodney Guy, The More Complete Story, now with 10 more minutes of Rodney Guy. It's so great.
It's great.
These little historians that just lurk around on the internet. It's so great, and
really good.
Yeah. So I'd like to ask, how did you sort of, obviously because you'd done Rodney Guy for Uga Ruga, if I pronounced that correctly, I apologize.
Yes, that's good enough. Okay. I don't think anybody knows how to pronounce it.
Yeah. So obviously you already had like a head start in like Japanese media. How did you sort of make Parappa come to be? How did you manage to meet with Sony Computer Entertainment in Japan?
Well, I was originally hired by a company called Sony Creative Products, and it was a licensing company. So they were doing licensing for like soccer teams, and they were doing Sesame Street and a little bit of Disney. And they wanted to have their own line. They wanted to have an original line for Sony Creative Products. So they hired me to make cute character designs for products. So that's what I did. I drew cute characters for printed products, lunch boxes and notebooks and calendars and keychains, that kind of stuff. And that was doing well. Those characters were exciting. And actually they became part of the Parappa family. PJ, Katie, and Sunny were all part of my original Sony Creative Products line. So that's how I got there. And working at Sony Creative Products was great. The people were great. The designs were great. It was so fun to make the products. And they had met, or one of the people who was designer there was knew about Sony Computer and what they were doing in another building down the street.
Yeah.
So we went over there to meet them. And Matsura and his wife already knew my work. So it was easy for me to feel at home with what they were doing. And when I saw PlayStation, I was amazed. I mean, they did a demo of like a dinosaur head, like moving like this. Like, I thought it was amazing. Like, you couldn't do that on a game machine before that. So that's how I was there. I was already there, basically in another building down the street when they contacted me. So it was pretty easy transition from the character design for products to making characters for the video game.
I see. Wow, that's really interesting. I kind of didn't know how you started with Parappa, but I obviously didn't know you worked at the creative building around the corner. If I'm not mistaken, Parappa was the final character created, right?
Well, yeah, well, sort of. I mean, they wanted to use my existing characters. So they wanted to use PJ, Sunny, and Katie, but they needed a main character. And they also knew what the game was going to be like. And they wanted a main character who was going to be fun and very, a little bit naive and really hopeful and energetic. And it made me think of a dog for some reason. So I started drawing these dog characters. And you can see on the internet somewhere some of my original sketches. And then after that, they chose that. And I was working on the teachers' characters also. So it was kind of coming together. Matsura had a pretty clear idea of how the teachers were going to interact with the main character. And as I drew the characters, then Gabinito was also working on the story. So we were all kind of working on it at the same time and putting it together. But that's kind of how it came about.
Parappa was originally a shrimp, right?
I don't think that's true. I used to throw other drawings in for fun to make them laugh. Like, because all the designers were really great. And I would often draw something that was just so funny and wacky that they would just laugh. But I don't think we ever thought of using the shrimp.
I was going to say,
drawing.
Rue said to me something about a shrimp or
we're never going to make the shrimp character the main character. But I think the shrimp character appears somewhere in the game somewhere, probably in the crowd scenes or something.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it in my head now. I saw like pictures of a shrimp, but I can't remember what level it was from. What was it? I think
I don't know. Somebody knows where the shrimp character is.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
It was never going to be about a shrimp. Never. It was always going to be the dog character, and
I see.
It wasn't going to be a shrimp.
I see.
We can clear that up right now.
Parappa the shrimp. That would have been funny. Just have a little beanie on.
Funny.
That was a little beanie on. Yeah, I'm just seeing it in my head now. I can see. I can't remember what level this is for the life of me. I'm so sorry, even though I'm a huge fan of the game. But
I can't remember either. So it's okay.
One of the characters is like lifting the hands, and there's all shrimp. It's cheap. The cooking chicken. The little tiny shrimps just go everywhere when she's baking the cake.
That happens. I'm not sure if it's the same sketch, but it was a shrimp cake and fish cake. So yeah.
Yeah, I was going through each level. Right. I was thinking, no, it wasn't the first one, wasn't the second one, not the third one. It's the fourth one. Yeah. It was, wow. Well remembered me.
Good.
Yeah.
Good memory.
Thank you. I'm not sure if you heard about Prince Fleaswallow's voice actor, Lanky Don.
No.
He passed away at the beginning of this year.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. I never knew him, so. I
nearly tried to get him for my podcast, but it was really hard. It's been hard to contact a lot of the Parappa actors because a lot of them don't have social media. I have reached Dread Fox. Do you keep in touch with Dread Fox and Rue, may I ask?
Not for many years. No, I haven't connected with them in a long time. I think Ryu-san I have over the years, but Dread Fox maybe years ago, but not in the last few years.
I see. Yeah, Dread. Yeah, he's been one I really want on my channel. I know Rue was a really good guy to talk to. I had to get up about 4 a.m. to interview him because of the massive time difference between Tokyo and where I am.
Oh yeah, right, right.
Yeah. He hosts a radio station, like a radio
Yeah,
show on Inter FM.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's an
Tokyo Gambit
amazing
Park.
DJ, and he's been doing that for years. He's great.
Yeah, he
So
did.
talented,
He
so
did something to
talented.
do with Soul Train or something, like a segment, like on his radio show. I think something along those lines. Yeah, I
Mhm.
have to get him on for part two or something because he was so funny to talk to and stuff. And
Oh,
there's just
he's
so much
great.
he never covered in the hour and 10 minutes that we spoke.
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
I
Amazing
know.
guy.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to bring up the Parappa anime now.
Yeah.
You weren't really involved in it because I believe you were also working on Parappa 2 and there was a disagreement about the characters, like the plot lines and like whether it be an adult oriented cartoon or a preschool oriented cartoon. Well, not adult, like teenage, like sort of older children or
Yeah.
preschool. So what's exactly the story about that?
Well, basically, there's another animation company inside of Sony that had made a lot of TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know their TV shows, and I've forgotten a lot about the whole episode. But they were just making Japanese anime TV shows, and they're just cranking them out. And they basically got the license from Sony Computer or Sony Creative, I'm not sure who, or maybe Sony Music itself, to just make a Parappa anime for kids. And I was really disappointed. I really thought it should be like the original game, not exactly for kids and not exactly about kids, but just this crazy world with these characters who could do anything, and that it would be really fun and wild. When I realized that wasn't going to happen, I tried so hard to get on the writing team. I really wanted to be on that team and help them kind of channel the stories more towards the way we were going with the game, but they wouldn't let me. And I tried everything. I got a professional simultaneous translator that I hired. This brilliant woman who can speak in Japanese as you're speaking in English. It's amazing.
Wow.
And she was like a person who does like UN stuff and just amazing. It was like having another brain. It was just so great. And plus, I think everything she said made more sense than when I said it in English. But anyway, we went to the boss of this. We had a meeting at this big conference table with the guy who's the head of the animation, and we just got nowhere. They just wanted the game people to be totally separate. The game was going to be its own thing. And it was really also weird because I was pretty much done with my part of the game we were working on. All the characters were drawn. They were just putting the sound and the games together. So I was kind of ready to do something else. And I really wanted to write for that anime, but it didn't happen. I had to walk away. And then the show was like not really very fun. I mean, it's got its moments, but compared to the games, it's so tame. You know, it's like a schoolyard and kids are in class. It's just so funny because none of that happens in the games. The games is like they're all over the place driving cars and just so different. So that's the story. I really tried to make it better, but it didn't go that way.
I say it's their loss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could have been a hit, I think, if we had.
It had potential.
If we'd kept the music and the whole thing going for TV instead of the game, we could have, I think, had a pretty great show. But it was okay for what it was. It had some problems.
I think what would have been cool if it had an English dub. I know one good thing about it is that they got Rue to voice Chop Chop Master Onion in the one episode he appears in, and he speaks in Japanese because obviously he's bilingual as well, like the translator lady that you mentioned. But yeah, an English dub with the voice actors from the games, because I know Prince Fleecewell appears in it, Chop Chop Master Onion appears in it, I know Boxy Boy appears in it. Mm-hmm. So to get the original voice actors from 1 and 2 to do an English dub on that, I think that would have been really cool. And it could
I also told them, I told them 10 times to dub it in English on the DVD. It's not a big deal to have another soundtrack on a DVD, but they didn't. this company, I wish I knew the name of it, I forgot. It was really a Japan only anime company. They were just making Japanese TV. So they just didn't even bother with the localizing these things, which I think was another big loss. I think it would have been a lot more popular longer with the rest of the world if it had an English soundtrack and dub on it. It would have been great, but they never got to it.
Well, all the episodes have been put on YouTube, and they all have English subtitles that have been translated by a lot of people.
I know.
So that is good. Yeah,
it is
definitely.
good.
Preserving history yet again.
I know. It's like the fans to the rescue. It's really amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? I've completely forgotten my train of thought yet again. Ah, yes. I was actually planning on doing like an English, like just for fun, a little English dub of one of the episodes and get the voice actors from the respective games. It's like I try and get Dread back as Parappa. I could easily get Rue back as Chop Chop Master Onion. Unfortunately, we've lost Michelle Burks and Armistead Christian, who voiced Katie and PJ. And I'm having trouble reaching Sunny Funny's voice actress, both of them, because they're two different ones. And I know there were two different Katie voice actors. I know Michelle Burks did her in Parappa 1 and Lammy, but then in Parappa 2 she was replaced by another woman because apparently Michelle moved away from New York City or something like that. And also, of course, you've got these original characters, Matt Major and Paula Fox. So you'd have to come up with voices for them. So I guess the only voices that you would get back is by a stretch Sunny's voice actress, and easily Parappa and Chop Chop Master Onion's voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
So there is
that. You've seen the newer Fuji TV cartoon.
I have indeed,
the mumbling PJ one, and they used all new voices in that, and I think it came out pretty good. I thought in Japanese. There isn't an English dub of that either, but I think you can do it with other voices too, and people can imitate the original characters. So it can be put back together if it needs to be.
Yeah, and of course, like you've got the subtitles and the closed captions on the bottom, which fans at it again, translating.
Yeah, I know, it's so great.
Hours of their day into translating internet history, Japanese history, everything. So moving back to the voiceover aspect, I know you're an artist, not a voiceover artist, but I believe there was a character named after you in Parappa 2. And when I always say I believe, I mean I know. I don't want to say there is a character named after you. Are you aware of this? Of course you're aware of it. His name's Rodney Greenblat. He's a reporter for Parappa Town News. So how did that come about? How did you slide yourself into the game?
I didn't. Matsura just asked me to do the voice of the reporter, and then they decided they'd use a version of myself, which I had drawn for different things. So they just used an existing drawing of myself that I had done, and they asked me to record it. And I had my own little recording set up in my studio in New York, so I did the recording, and they just used it. It was great. It was fun.
Wow. The final topic I want to move on to is the Rodney shop. Now, this is a little shop that Rodney ran in, was it New Catskill? Yeah, it was in Catskill. Yeah. When did that shut down? Because I think it was only recently.
Actually, it was January 2000. It was just before the pandemic swept through and everything closed. I had already closed. I actually was running out of stock because the Rodney shop was filled with things that I'd collected over the years from Sony Creative Products. I'd asked Sony Creative Products to give me 10 or 15 of each of the items. Originally, I thought that was a good idea, but I had no idea there was going to be 1,000 items. So I had so much stuff that I'd saved from the 90s. They were just in storage. And so finally I opened the Rodney shop and I just started selling all that stuff. And fans came and people came and I sold almost everything. So at the end, I was kind of getting a little thin, and I decided to just close. I was thinking temporarily, but the pandemic just made it impossible to reopen. But there is hope. I have another location where my studio is, so I may do something with the Rodney shop again. But I closed then. I was only open for 3 years, but it was fun. mean, I did the retail thing for 3 years. I sat in the store on the weekends and sold the stuff, met the fans, signed every imaginable thing that they brought in. It was really, really fun. And sold all the stuff, which I really wanted to do.
Wow, yeah, that reminds me. The very success of the shop was its downfall because obviously, yeah, it's
Basically.
it happened with another shop I know. It became so popular that they were pretty much running out of space because it was in like a small outlet and there was no new premises that they could move into, so they just decided to just close it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all the really cool stuff, the sweatshirts and toys and figures, all that stuff went. Fans came
Wow.
and bought it. And so all of the cool, the larger figures and even the small ones. And I had a lot of stuff like keychains. Those people just came in and bought for presents and things like that. So I just all of it pretty much went. There were a few things left that I have some boxes. Clothing and stuff was kind of hard to sell, but I still have it. So I'll get it out there eventually.
Yeah, definitely. I think it'd be a good idea considering the it's nearing, I think, is it already near? When was Parappa 2 released? I think it has come to the 20th anniversary of Parappa 2, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it last? No, it was last year, was the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
the 25th anniversary of Parappa, I think.
Parappa.
Was that
Yeah.
97?
Yeah, 97. In 96, I think it came out, or we were working on it in 96.
Parappa, let's have a look. Yeah, it came out in Japan in 1996, Europe in 1997. So yeah, I suppose this year it's technically its 25th anniversary in Europe and North America. So,
that's right. And they had a show in Japan. They had like some kind of a gallery type of a show, and they made a bunch of products, which I got. I had a lot of products from the 25th anniversary, or I mean from the 20th. And I sold those also in the Rodney shop. So that was great.
Wow, that's so cool. I heard that, just to quickly add, there was a Parappa cafe in Japan for a little while. Did you ever get to go there?
A Parappa cafe?
Yeah.
Because there was a Rodney cafe. I had my own cafe. Yeah. Cafe Rodney, it was called. It was amazing. It was only there for 2 years, I think. 99 and 2001. Let's see, any pictures there of the Rodney of Cafe Rodney? No, that's not it.
Here's the Parappa one.
That's the Parappa one.
This was a pop-up one for the 20th anniversary.
That was just a pop-up. Yeah, that was a pop-up.
That looks so cool, honestly. Like,
yeah, that looks fun.
I love the PJ couch.
Yeah. But the Cafe Rodney was really amazing. That was really great. Let's see. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that's the front of it over there in the very first picture.
So where was this?
This was in Tokyo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was right in
these look so good.
It was right in the Omotesando area, if you know Tokyo. Omotesando, lots of shopping, right in the middle of everything. And it was great.
I've always wanted to visit Tokyo. It's been one of my dream places to go to alongside like New York and California. I think Tokyo would definitely be a close second, tied with New York. It's got such lovely shops and everything. It's just so good. Like, wow.
Yeah, Tokyo is amazing. Tokyo is enormous too. Tokyo is like four or five cities combined into one gigantic city.
The food is so unique, but it looks so good. Look at that. Look at that ice cream. Oh my gosh.
I know. It was really crazy what they did in there.
It's so cool.
It was great. It was great.
I think I did see a video. I love this. They had PlayStations so you could play the game.
That looks like another pop-up display of some sort.
Yeah, here's the super high-tech plush doll. I think you saw the
I had one of those. I sold it in the shop.
At the Rodney shop. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did a YouTube video on it, I believe. And it's made by Bandai. Now combined with Namco to make them Bandai Namco.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's the Stubbins one that I have. I've set mine's a little bit more. It's weird because that one looks like really different, but then if you look at this one, it's more. I don't know. It looks more like that one, to be fair.
There's so many different manufacturers.
I know.
It's hard actually. I used to do
I
all
love
the
this one.
approvals. I do the approvals. Yeah, that was a cute one.
That was a McDonald's one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, I've just remembered. There was a promotional Parappa the Rapper 2 disc that was released, and it was released as part of the McDonald's Happy Meal in Japan. And
Yeah.
it had the first level from Parappa 2 on it, but all the Beard Burger branding was turned into McDonald's branding.
Really? Oh, I never saw that. I
Yeah,
wonder how they did that. That's
yeah.
interesting.
I'll have to quickly find it for you so I can just. Literally, it's just so amazing. Like as I said, Parappa
There's
Happy
so much.
Meal demo disc, and yeah, it had that, and someone's uploaded it. It's okay, everyone. We're gonna do an audio commentary. Gonna make sure to
Okay.
share sound because I always forget to do that. Like Japan always have like really cool products.
Yeah.
And like, so this would obviously explain that Parappa thing of him on a skateboard is really unique as well.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never seen this stuff.
This was released in 2001. It contained the demos of Parappa the Rapper 2 and People Saru. A game in the April Escape series. Both games. It involved a lot of McDonald's branding replaced in the background, as you can see.
Oh my God. I never saw that. That is amazing.
Also, the good, cool, bad, awful bar is different as well.
Wow.
Look, his little apron has
so
the McDonald's logo on it as well.
That is so funny.
I love it. And look at at the top it has like the little character's head go across, like Parappas and stuff. They got McDonald's logo instead.
That's crazy. Boy, I hope I got paid for that. I don't know if I did. I never heard about that project.
I love it. Like, I don't know why like stuff in England can't be this cool. Like, I think the closest one, like, we did have a few DVDs released in Happy Meal, but this was like 15 years ago that I remember getting them. They don't do them anymore, so I think Japan was getting all the good stuff. Oh, yeah. And it's literally just this level and nothing else. I think they changed a few lyrics, yeah, because there is a line where it says we cook the best, taste better than wine, but in America it's we cook the best, we better get in line.
Yeah, right. It's so funny.
Which version
that
is
was such a weird character too.
Oh, is that it? It cuts off before the best line. Oh well, I guess that's it. But yeah, it's like I don't know what the ending text says, but I'd probably like go buy the full game or something. But wow.
Wow, I never saw that before. That's amazing. Thank you for showing me that.
You're welcome. Just like all the Beard Burger, it's just McDonald's. And they just inserted a lot of promo stuff into that. That's really cool. Now I'm gonna give you some quick fire questions. What's your favorite color?
Oh, color?
Yeah.
Oh, my 6-year-old is always asking me this. Sky blue.
Wow, the past two people have said blue, so I'm like, must be.
But light blue. It has to be a light blue, a light baby blue. Let's say.
I see.
That's my favorite color.
Mine is personally yellow, definitely.
Yellow. That's unusual.
Yeah. Look. Yeah, on all of the copies I've seen on YouTube, it just ends at that one line after it says about the mustard and stuff before the burgers is all we have. We cut the best. It always cuts off there. I don't know why, but I guess
it's crazy stuff.
I don't know. Some people, a lot of people are saying, oh, Parappa Rapper 2 game has the different hat levels of difficulty. Something. Wow. Oh, what's this? Oh, right. There's a little screen with Japanese writing on it, and someone's translated it saying, McDonald's store that appears in this software is a fictitious store drawn according to the game image. Please know that the cooking methods and utensils are different from those in the actual shop.
That's hilarious.
It's literally just this
using
screen.
The machines, those same machines. That is so funny. That is so really, really great. Yeah, the jet engine and the like tanning salon machine.
So cool. Yeah.
That would have been great.
I think Hair Scare is probably my favorite.
They had to make sure people didn't think they were using those same machines. That is so funny.
Yeah, with Oh, what's this? Something? Oh, yeah. Someone did say about England did have, or the UK had demo discs in Happy Meals for PS1, but we didn't get Parappa. We got like different ones. We had like Gran Turismo 2, Ape Escape, FIFA 2002, Pink Panther, Rayman Rush, Firebugs, and Formula One Arcade and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I said I like how the Parappa part of the disc because McDonald's branding over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Missed out.
Beard Burger Master equals Beard McDonald's worker. It's just everyone just in the Oh, hang on. Someone said in the awful mode that apparently his beard started like getting more grey.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's crazy though, honestly. Back to the quick fire questions. What's your favorite food?
Food? Oh gosh, I don't know. You know, my wife is an amazing cook. She just makes so many great things. I don't have a favorite food, I don't think.
Okay. What's your ideal weekend activity? That's not art.
That's not art.
No.
Can I play music? I love to play music. I like to play music.
Uh-huh.
I had a gig actually 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago here in that town with a friend playing some electronic music. So yeah, that would be my favorite activity, to play some live music at a club. That's fun.
Yeah. What instrument do you play?
I play the synthesizer.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
You know, I did the very first song in Parappa 1, the Jet Baby song. That's me singing, and actually I wrote that song.
Oh wow. Wow. Because I think there is a Jet Baby segment in Lammy. I think
Lammy.
At the beginning, well, there is in both. I can't remember because I don't usually watch the opening scene because I just want to skip to the game. I just press all the A buttons just to get to the game real quick.
Oh yeah, the Lammy one's really crazy with realistic fire and explosions.
Yeah.
The very first one I did that little song that Jet Baby does. I originally did the music too, but Matsura changed the music, which was fine. He's a professional rock star, so he did a good job on that. But I've always been doing music also since I was a kid.
Wow. And are you up to anything nowadays, may I ask? Are you working on any, and I'm not sure, do you still work on video games now? Or do you just focus on just doing art in general?
No, I'm not doing any game projects. I'm working on music. I'm going to do a new limited edition cassette of my music. That's going to come out in a couple of months. Mm-hmm. And I'm working on my artwork. I'm showing in a new gallery in Tokyo. The place is called Show Plus One Gallery.
I think I've heard of this.
SHO Plus One. They're just starting to show my artwork.
I've seen photos. Yeah,
in a really nice gallery in Tokyo. So I'm really excited about that. I'm making some new work for them. Nice. So I'm basically doing those things. And also I run a Zen meditation group here in Catskill where people come and do meditation. Wow. And I'm leading that. So between those three things, I'm super busy. That's why it's hard to fit in YouTube and Twitter and this. But I'm getting to it, and I'll keep my YouTube feed going. But basically, I'm back to making my artwork, and I'm working on the Zen place, and I'm busy doing fun stuff.
I love how, in spite of your busy schedule, you've just managed to make time of your day just to talk to me. So I'm really grateful for that, Rodney.
No, I'm glad. I like what you're doing. You're good, and you make the people feel comfortable. So you're a great interviewer. Thank you.
You're welcome, Rodney. I need to get out to Catskill, actually. You need to get out to New York. Yeah.
If you're ever in New York City, it's a train ride away, but it's a beautiful train ride right along the Hudson River, 2 hours to the north, and you go by, and it's just beautiful. Lots of little river towns, and we're right up here.
Wow. Yeah. Have you ever been to England before, or the UK?
No, I'm not. No, I haven't, but I'm going. My sister-in-law lives in London. She's lived there for many years. So I'm going to go in the fall for my first trip.
Wow.
I'm going to be there sometime in maybe September.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Wow. If you ever decide to come to like Liverpool way, which is where I'm based, you'll just have to let me know. I'll just have to come out and meet you. But Liverpool, Beatles. The Beatles. There's literally just Beatles everywhere. Not the creatures, I mean the band.
I know, It must be crazy. Just
It
like
is.
Beatles stuff
There's a
everywhere.
Beatles
People
store,
just,
there's a Beatles story, there's the Cavern Club still built, it's still
yeah,
going.
yeah,
There's Beatles statues near the waterfront. It's crazy. It really
yeah.
is.
That's great. Well, maybe I'll get there. Sounds like fun.
Yeah,
Sounds like
hopefully.
fun.
Rodney, where can we find you on social media? Do you have a website or anything you'd like to promote that you're doing at the
Of
moment?
course. My website is whimsyload.com. And I've had that website for more than 20 years. I've had that URL. I got
Wow.
that website when it was like new to have a website when I started Whimsyload. And I've
Oh,
kept it going all these years. So you can see all my artwork there. And then inside that are all the links to my music on Bandcamp. And just everything I'm doing is there. I haven't updated it lately because I've been working on the other social media stuff, but that's kind of a good place to start. And you can see all my other projects from there and find me in the other areas. But I have a Instagram. It's called Musho Rodney, and you can just search my name and it will come up. And yeah, I'm out there. It's easy to see my stuff online.
yeah. Just out of curiosity, where does the Musho nickname come from?
Oh, that's actually my Zen name. In our Zen
Ah,
tradition, we're given a name after many years of practice, and
ah.
that's my name. Musho is my Zen name. Musho.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
Wow. Well, Musho, it was lovely to talk to you, definitely.
Yeah,
I'll have to try out Zen meditation sometime. I've heard of it, but I've never actually done like a proper meditation class. I think it would do well because I'm constantly stressed out about everything.
yeah. I think I'm sure Liverpool somewhere has a Zen group. You'll be able
Yeah,
to find it. You'll be able to
yeah,
find it.
just to chill. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So, to you at home, thank you so much for watching this interview. Go check out Rodney's art, his music, everything. He is insanely talented, and I'm so happy I've been given the opportunity to speak to him today. So go check that out. Stay safe, stay happy. Thank you for watching. We'll see you
Thank you,
around.
Amber.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Amber.
Bye.
Bye bye.